Good day everyone, my name is Brian. Today we will be discussing an ethical dilemma at work faced by my friend Eugene and a team member who is his senior manager. To protect his identity, we will give him a fake name, Denzel. We'll break down the situation using Aristotelian virtue ethics, analyze both parties' actions, and explore the golden mean graphs to better understand their virtues and vices. Lastly, we'll discuss actionable steps for both to improve their professional behavior moving forward. Let's begin with Eugene. Eugene worked hard on a key section of a proposal for a major client, which he was particularly proud of. However, when it came to time to present, Denzel took full credit for Eugene's work and idea to present it as his own, without acknowledging Eugene's contribution. Eugene, feeling shocked and upset, stayed quiet during the pitch, choosing not to speak up to avoid conflict. Now let's look at Denzel. As a senior manager, Denzel took credit for Eugene's work, ignoring the fact that Eugene had come up with the idea. This shows a clear violation of fairness. Later, when Eugene confronted Denzel, Denzel dismissed the concern by labeling Eugene as too ego-driven, brushing aside the importance of recognizing his contributions. Denzel's actions were driven by self-interest. He wanted to look good in front of the client and secure the deal. Let's break down Denzel's actions through Aristotelian virtue ethics. Denzel took credit for Eugene's idea, which reflects an excess of self-interest. His actions prioritized his personal success over fairness. This is a form of arrogance, where one disregards justice and humility. This creates an environment of unfairness, where recognition is based on personal gain rather than merit. Denzel shows a lack of justice by not acknowledging Eugene's contributions. Justice requires giving people what they rightfully deserve. In this case, recognition for the idea Eugene contributed to. By ignoring Eugene's efforts, Denzel promotes an unjust workplace culture where contributions are overlooked for personal gain. The golden mean would be for Denzel to practice humility and justice, recognizing the efforts of others and creating a fair, transparent work environment. Now let's analyze Eugene's response. Eugene's silence during the meeting can be seen as a form of cowardice. While he recognized the injustice, he didn't act on it because he was afraid of confrontation. His lack of action allowed the injustice to persist by failing to stand up for himself. Eugene missed an opportunity to defend his contributions. Eugene lacked the courage to speak up when his work was being overlooked. Courage would have meant addressing the issue in a moment, or at least in a private conversation afterward. By not asserting himself, Eugene allowed the unfair situation to continue unchecked. The golden mean would be for Eugene to find a balance between passivity and recklessness, practicing assertiveness in a way that allows him to defend his work while maintaining professionalism. Now let's turn our attention to the golden mean graphs, which help visualize the balance between virtues and vices. Denzel's behavior. The first graph represents Denzel's arrogance on one side and humility on the other. Denzel's actions clearly fall into excess of arrogance, where he took credit for Eugene's idea without acknowledging him. In the graph, Denzel's actions show clear deviation from the golden mean, where he should have displayed more humility, recognizing the efforts of the team and valuing collaboration over personal gain. The golden mean would have been humility, where Denzel could have acknowledged Eugene's contribution without diminishing his own role in the project. The graph 2 focuses on justice. Denzel's actions show a deficiency in justice, where he ignored Eugene's contribution. He failed to give credit to his colleague, which is a clear violation of the principle of fairness. Justice requires giving credit where it is due. In this case, the golden mean would be justice, ensuring that everyone's contribution is fairly recognized and treated equally. Now, let's look at Eugene's behavior in the golden mean framework. The first graph represents Eugene's courage, with cowardice on one side and courage on the other. Eugene's failure to speak up during the meeting shows a lack of courage. This is reflected in the graph where his actions fall into excess zone of cowardice. He missed the opportunity to assert himself and defend his work. The second graph represents justice. Eugene's sense of justice is what allowed him to recognize that his work was being ignored. However, his failure to speak up shows a deficiency in asserting justice. The golden mean here would be justice, where Eugene would speak up to ensure that his contributions were acknowledged, without being overly confrontational or passive. Now let's discuss action steps for Denzo. First step, to develop justice. Denzo needs to ensure fair recognition for all team members' contributions. This can be done through transparency in how credit is assigned and ensured during equal opportunities for everyone to be acknowledged. Second would be to develop humility. Denzo should actively listen to feedback from team members and acknowledge their contributions in front of the team. Humility would foster a more respectful and fair work environment. Now let's look at action steps for Eugene. First is to develop courage. Eugene should speak up when his work is overlooked, ensuring he asserts his value in a professional manner. He should also develop self-respect. Eugene needs to recognize his own contributions and advocate for the fair acknowledgement for his work. Justice. Eugene can apply justice by standing up for fairness in his work environment and ensuring everyone's contributions are recognized. To conclude, this situation emphasizes the importance of fairness, justice, and humility in the workplace. Denzo and Eugene both had opportunities to act with virtue, but Denzo's arrogance and lack of justice created an unfair situation, while Eugene's lack of courage prevented him from defending his contributions. By practicing the golden mean, both can handle the similar situations in the future in a way that promotes fairness, respect, and open communication. Thank you very much.